Well, you guys were all over the first one, so let's do it again. Here are the top 5 haunted forests where the devil might be hiding, part 2. Number 5 on this list is the Yosemite National Park. This massive forest is located in California, and if it wasn't so bloody haunted, it would probably be pretty beautiful. CN Traveler says, Yosemite National Park is beloved for its epic waterfalls and giant groves, but there are areas of the park that might give you a different kind of goosebump. For example, some visitors who have hiked into the Chilnualna Falls trailhead reported hearing the distinct sound of someone crying. Native American folklore attributes the cries to a boy who drowned in nearby Gross Lake. His spirit calls out for help, but any hikers who venture into the lake will get pulled under and drown. Another Native American legend claims that some of the waterfalls in the park are haunted by an evil wind that draws people to the edge of the falls and then blows them off the cliff. A wind that draws people to the edge of the falls and then blows them off the cliff. Sounds to me like something evil might be going on here. Maybe even the work of the devil. I'm not sure who that child was and if that legend was actually true or not, but having a wind hypnotize people to the point where they jump off a cliff, that doesn't happen every day, guys. Also, let's circle back to that story with the child. Well, how did he drown? It's possible that it could have just been an accident, I'm sure, but is there something else afoot? Maybe whatever creature calls to people from the cliff also calls to them from the water too. That would be very similar to the urban legend of the water babies, where there are literal children who died in the water and now try to lure others to their death in said water. Maybe that's what this child is doing now. However, I also think it's possible that there is no child at all involved here, no water babies or anything like that. It could just be one entity doing all of this nonsense. Maybe the devil's hiding out here and it really was him all along. Number 4 on this list is the Epping Forest. Located in England, this forest has been a hotspot for criminals and all things evil for basically ever. CN Traveler says the size and density of Epping Forest have made it a popular hideout for criminals and an infamous burial spot for bodies. Notorious highwayman Dick Turpin hid there in the early 1700s, and more than a dozen murder victims have been discovered in the woods since the 1960s. Now, it's no surprise then that this forest has developed a reputation for spooky sounds and ghostly apparitions. Some people also claim that if you drive to Hangman's Hill and park in neutral, your car will slowly be pulled uphill. Even if you don't believe in the myths, just the appearance of the woods is likely to send a chill up your spine. The pollarded trees haven't been cut since the late 1800s, giving them an unusually overgrown and bulbous look. So I looked into Dick Turpin, guys, and this dude was rotten to the core. A real highwayman who just robbed and murdered his way through life. Any forest that's about to attract a dude like this certainly has my attention. All the death, all the criminal activity, and then the fact that we're getting ghostly apparitions, all of these things lead me to thinking that this could be a decent hiding spot for the devil. Also, what the heck is that hill thing about? If you park your car in neutral, it just rolls up a hill? Like, that literally defies all the laws of physics that we know of. At the very least, something paranormal is going on here, that much is clear. I think there's a good chance, though, that whatever paranormal thing is happening here could have a tie with the devil. Number 3 on this list is the Smolensky Forest. This is a forest in Russia that is just riddled with tragedy. Reader's Digest says, in 1943, at the height of World War II, German troops invaded the Smolensk forest and discovered a mass grave containing thousands upon thousands of dead Polish soldiers. Ultimately, it was determined they'd been massacred on Joseph Stalin's orders. If the presence of 20,000 lost souls wasn't enough to frighten people away, then the tragic plane crash that took place in 2010, which killed 96 Polish political, military, and business leaders, hammered the nail into the coffin, so to speak. Horrible, guys. Just a horrible place that has seen some horrible things. I don't think that anybody would be shocked if the devil popped up here and just appeared to be hiding out in this Russian forest the whole time. Obviously, to any regular human being, that wouldn't be a place that you'd want to go, but I imagine the devil probably be loving it. Number 2 on this list is the Daring Woods. Another English forest here, and another one that features a highwayman. CN Traveler says the Daring Woods are commonly referred to as the Screaming Woods, or, you know, a perfect place to host your next family camping trip. Visitors report hearing blood-curdling screams coming from the forest depths at night, as well as footsteps and whispers on foggy days. The screams are often attributed to a highwayman who was captured and killed by villagers in the 18th century, and whose ghost apparently still holds quite the grudge. Others believe the hauntings are the result of a 1948 massacre where 20 people were supposedly found dead in the forest the morning of November 1st. Residents reported seeing strange lights emanating from the woods that Halloween night, and autopsies of the bodies couldn't determine a cause of death. 20 people dead in one place in a horrible massacre. The devil might not still be here, but we can say for sure that he was during that horrible tragedy. It's also very possible that a forest like this, one that has had such a bad tragedy, would attract the devil. Apparently it's super foggy here all the time as well, which is probably just another good reason to want to hide here. Daring Woods in England is one that should definitely be avoided, I think, guys. And finally, number 1 on this list is the Aokigahara Forest. This is one of the most infamous forests in the entire world and has a horrible reputation to it. CN Traveler says, this seemingly serene forest at the foot of Mount Fuji has a tormented past. Colloquially known as Suicide Forest, Aokigahara has had the world's second highest rate of suicides after the Golden Gate Bridge in 2010 alone. 247 people attempted to take their own lives, and 54 of them were successful. Some blame this trend on the forest's association with demons in Japanese mythology. Others point towards the density of the trees, which muffles sound and makes it easier to get lost. In fact, many hikers will mark their path with tape or string to make it easier to find their way back out. The sprinkling of clothing and letters left throughout the labyrinth-like woods gives Aokigahara that extra touch that will leave you in a cold sweat. Now, one thing that CN Traveler doesn't even mention here is yobatse. Yobatse is a horrible practice where people will take the elderly or the sick out into the middle of nowhere and just leave them there. This apparently used to happen a lot in Japan and still does happen to this day. If you can't take care of your grandma anymore, no worries, just take her into the forest and leave her there. It is a truly horrible, horrible thing that happens here regularly. Either way, this forest is super messed up, and it seems like the perfect spot for the devil. Why is there such a high number of people taking their own lives? Why is it so eerie? Why do people take the elderly and leave them out here? Maybe it's because the devil is playing with their minds. You enter this forest feeling one way, you walk out completely different, if, of course, you're one of the lucky ones enough to walk out. I'd avoid this forest at all costs, folks. It may have the devil lurking inside. But there you have it, guys. That is our list of the top 5 haunted forests where the devil might be hiding, part 2. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this list and some other scary forests where the devil might be. Also, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Nicholas Playlog, and I'll catch you next time.